It was Claire's 42nd birthday, and the first sound she heard was her alarm pretending to be a Harley-Davidson. She fumbled for the snooze, missed, and knocked a stack of bills onto the floor. 42, she whispered to herself, lighting a single cupcake candle her daughter left on the counter. Crooked, melting, perfect. She blew it out with a laugh. The candle sputtered like it had opinions. Okay, new year. Try not to text your ex or your dermatologist. At noon, the cafe was crowded. Laptops, podcasts, people writing novels they would never finish. Claire ordered a latte, swiveled, and walked directly into a man carrying nothing but optimism and brand new white sneakers. The latte obeyed gravity. He looked down, then up, and smiled like the universe had just given him a plot twist. Best meet cute ever, he said. His name was Ethan, 27, a designer, a grin too confident for its own good. I owe you new shoes, Claire blurted, blotting his laces with a stack of napkins that only made it worse. Or, he said, eyes bright, or you owe me your number. Claire laughed, surprised at herself. She gave it. It started with memes, tiny voice notes, questions that felt like compliments. He asked about her favorite book. She said the one that made her cry in public. He replied with an address to a bookstore she'd never noticed. He was quick and playful. She was careful and sharp. The banter was a living thing. Her heart did a small, reckless dance every time her phone buzzed. At wine night, her friends were merciless in the loving way only old friends can be. 27? Paige said. Does he know how to use an oven? Probably still lives with his mom, Lauren added. Ask him if he recycles. Claire rolled her eyes, pretending she wasn't invested. She was already invested. He listens, she said softly. They all went quiet. Paige squeezed her hand. Then be careful and have fun. Monday at the office smelled like burnt coffee and ambition. Claire was a marketing manager. Meetings, metrics, decks that no one read past slide 7. She caught her reflection in the black laptop screen, a woman who knew her worth and a girl who still craved surprise. Too young, she told the reflection. Her phone buzzed. Ethan, rooftop bar, Friday. I'll wear waterproof shoes. Her reflection smiled first. Then Claire did too. Friday night, the rooftop glittered with 20-somethings in ironic t-shirts and serious sneakers. Claire felt like someone's chaperone. She almost turned around. Ethan found her, took a breath, and softened his grin into something steadier. You look like trouble, he murmured. I'm wearing a blazer. Exactly. They shouted over the music, then didn't. He angled his body as a shield against the wind, speaking in a lower register meant only for her. He asked questions no one had asked him years. When did you last do something that scared you? What song makes you cry? She answered, surprising herself with how quickly the truth arrived. The city blinked below them, indifferent and infinite. When she shivered, Ethan shrugged off his jacket, draped it over her shoulders, and left his hands there for a beat too long. Heat climbed up her neck. She looked away. The sky looked very interesting. After the date, Claire lay in bed scrolling their messages, rereading the same line. I like that you don't pretend. She typed, deleted, typed again, and finally sent, thank you for tonight. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, reappeared. I can't stop replaying your laugh, he wrote. Her heart, obediently, unreliably, said yes to something her mind had not approved. They traded voice notes, his morning rasp, her late-night whispers. He sent a photo of a sunrise. She sent a photo of a grocery store orchid that looked like it knew secrets. He listened to her talk about deadlines. She listened to him talk about a poster he couldn't finish. It felt like holding hands across a city no one could tame. Doubt returned like bad Wi-Fi, right when she needed connection. On a rainy Tuesday, Claire stood at her office window and counted all the reasons to slow down. He's young. He'll want things I'm already tired of. Her phone lit up. Ethan, come to my friend's place Friday. Small party. No rooftops. I promise good music and better lighting. She typed, I'll try. She meant, I'm scared of how much I already want you. Friday again. The apartment glowed with string lights, vinyl spinning something warm. Friends clustered on the couch, laughing like they invented it. Claire hovered by the doorway, fingers pressed to her pulse. Ethan found her in 3 steps, hand at her back, not possessive exactly, present. Stay with me, he said, and the room's noise receded as if someone turned it down. He introduced her without shrinking her age or inflating his. Just the truth, easy and bright. His friends asked her about campaigns, about favorite movies, about the city back when rent was an urban legend. Claire relaxed, laughed, forgot to be a cautionary tale. When a slow song slipped into the room like a dare, Ethan held out his hand. They swayed in a kitchen that smelled like citrus and cinnamon. He didn't try to be suave. He tried to be close. His cheek brushed her temple, her breath hitched. The moment tasted like electricity. I'm old enough to be my choice. And the word landed between them, simple and devastating. They stepped onto the tiny balcony. The city exhaled below, all neon and heartbeat. Rain threatened, paused, reconsidered. Ethan's hands rested on the railing, close enough to touch. Claire felt the heat of him, like a secret. This can't make sense, she said, voice thinner than she intended. It doesn't have to. It just has to be real. Silence bloomed. Somewhere below, a siren practiced for a movie. He reached, hesitant, then certain, fingertips grazing her wrist. The touch was small and the feeling was not. Her pulse answered first. Her body stepped forward before permission arrived. His palm found the small of her back, her hands curled into his jacket. The kiss when it came was not polite. It was hungry and honest and overdue. Claire's thoughts scattered like birds. Heat rose through her. Bright and unashamed. She tasted the possibility she'd been starving for. They broke apart, laughing softly, breath tangled. We should slow down, she said, not moving away. We can, he whispered, not moving either, but I don't want to pretend I don't want you. She nodded, a tremor of relief running through her. Desire didn't feel like danger tonight. It felt like truth. They stood close, foreheads touching, the city applauding with distant traffic. Later, back inside, someone told a joke and the room erupted. Claire caught her reflection in the dark window, flushed, alive, a woman who had not missed her moment. She felt young in the way that mattered, not in years, but in wonder. Ethan squeezed her hand under the table, no performance, no pose, just the steady warmth of two people choosing the same thing at the same time. On the walk home, the rain finally committed, brushing their faces like a deer. I don't know where this goes, Claire said. Me neither. That's my favorite part. They laughed, the sound warm against the wet night. At her door, Claire hesitated. Then she kissed him again, slower, sealing the present rather than predicting the future. "Good night," she whispered. "Good night, Claire." In her kitchen, the cupcake sandal sat in the sink, bent and brave. Claire laid it again just because and watched the flame steady itself. "Maybe love doesn't care about numbers," she said to the quiet room. Outside, the city kept baiting. Inside, so did she. And somewhere out there, a pair of ruined white sneakers had become a reason.